Welcome to our midweek devotion. Our prayer is that something in the next 10 minutes will inspire or challenge you in your Christian journey. Good day, everyone. If you watch these weekly videos for very long, you will know that my primary goal, actually two goals. One goal is to be uplifting, encouraging, kind of fun, look at nature, inspiring. The other goal is to bring up something to think about. Now, you don't have to agree with me. You can, you don't have to. I feel like I've done my job if I only bring up something that makes you think. And if you think and then bounce the idea off somebody else and a couple of you talk together about the subject, it's all the greater. It's like I hit a home run that week. Let me give you a background to start. One day last week, Sue and I witnessed a person who had some amount of power over another person that wasn't really treating them very fairly. And the person that felt like they weren't being treated very fairly kind of challenged and asked about it, and the person that had a little more power and authority threw out some actually lame excuse, just a really strange, bizarre reason why this was the right way to do it, and left it at that. And of course, because that did stop it, because since that person was in power and had some authority over the other person, then they let it go, and the other person just sat by it. So Sue and I, later I came past Sue and I said, Sue, do you think that one person, you think they really believed the lame excuse they gave to that other person? Anybody could see that thing was just out of left field. Anybody could see that there wasn't anything logical about that at all. Do you think they recognize that? Do you think they go through their life because they have a certain amount of authority, just kind of, stepping on people, giving weird excuses, and actually believing that everybody agrees with them or understands them or accepts their reason, even though, it's just so bizarre? Much to my surprise, Sue said yes. That is, that people that are in power, or people that have somehow or the other more leverage, or maybe a company that working and dealing with its employees, or maybe an organization working with its members, or maybe some big organization or group that you're doing business with that has more leverage, that those that are in power spend so much time spinning these bizarre tales that no one, everybody can see through anyway, but they know it's of course not true. But as Sue said, they do it so often unchallenged by people that don't have the political capital to challenge them, that they actually believe that these poor people out here are accepting their excuse because on its merits, that they actually, people are believing their line, when really people are accepting their excuse based on the inability to do anything about it. And so some of these organizations go for a long time spinning the wildest type of tales that we can see through, just fooling themselves into thinking that they're fooling people who really aren't being fooled. There are no fools more foolish than those who fool themselves. Now, if you will follow me for just a moment on a personal spiritual tangent off of this idea, I'd like to turn it from big groups to us as individual people. And I want to say that we tend to have a great ability to fool ourselves. It's been said that you can fool some of the people all of the time and all of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. But maybe we should add to that, you can fool yourself most of the time. We live lives that are hypocritical, fake, phony, and we think no one notices. We hide little parts of our lives and we think no one notices. But probably even worse than the hypocrisy of that is that we ourselves are often not the people that we believe ourselves to be. We fool ourselves into thinking that we are the people that we want to be, or that we are the people we imagine that we are to be, or that down deep inside, we're pretty good people, or at least as good as everybody else, but it doesn't always come out because people either misunderstand us or outside elements make us act in a different way or something like that. And so we live, and sometimes we have these areas of our lives that are just so embarrassing that we don't want people to see it. But more often, I think, or much of the time, we ourselves don't see it. Since I was a child, I've heard of God doing miracles, perhaps healing people or helping some situation in the home or in amazing ways answering prayers. And I believe in miracles. But I think sometimes the biggest miracle that God can work is a work of the Holy Spirit inside of us, revealing to us the true us and not the imaginary us that we hide behind. There are times when people become so crusty and so hidden and so out of touch with themselves, and then in a miraculous moment, God steps in, takes the blinders from their eyes, and lets them see what they might not want to see, but they need to see to be healed. And then when they cry out, God forgives them and helps them start over again. So a challenge for this week, a discussion for this week, or maybe one question, get together with someone else and ask, do you think that those in power really, buy into their stories, and that even when they come up with some lame excuse that they really think that they've been believed? Or the second question, do you think that in a similar way, we fool ourselves into not being who we really are, not seeing the real us because we hide behind some kind of a painted facade of what we would like to be, and we hide behind this mask? Or maybe the third and the toughest question, if you were to become serious and open to the work of the Holy Spirit in your life, if you were to say, God, here I am. I open myself to you, the good, the bad, the ugly, the change. Touch me, change me, open my eyes. What is there that you're afraid God might put his finger on? I mean, it may be you already know it. You're just hiding it. Well, this is the part where I usually say we're at the middle of the week. There's only a few days left till we get together to worship again. But that's not exactly true this week. I have to be out of state for my son's wedding. And this week and possibly next week, the next 2 Sundays, I'm not going to be at church. So you'll have to be there without me. Sing extra loud for me. Listen to our guest speakers as they come through for the time. And between now and the time we're able to be together again, may God bless you and watch over you and open your eyes to truth.